How sweet it is. I feel like I had to do it even though it's not Thursday. Is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. It is not Thursday. It is Saturday. Don't they say like Saturdays for the boys, or is it Fridays for the boys? I forget. But the rambling nerd, wanted to talk Superman, so we're gonna record a podcast. Then we're like, why don't we just do it live? Less editing on the back end for us. So we'll do it live, and then you guys can even partake in the conversation. You'll be part of the podcast. But this is your, I'll say this spiel anyway. This is your weekly Thursday night nerdy talk show where we sit back and relax. I said we sit back and relax. And even when we're pretending, hopefully by now, you've poured yourself, and I meant pretending it's Thursday, you've poured yourself just a little bit of,
more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
and if you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, support one another, plug yo shit. This will be spoiler filled when it comes to Superman. Like I said, we're talking Superman. I have not seen Fantastic Four, so we're probably not going to talk about that, so you're safe from that, but we'll be talking the latest Superman movie, probably be talking just the DC stuff in general. So it should be a good time. And like I said, if you have any questions or whatever, comments, put it in the chat. Might take people some time to show up because we just last minute decided to do this without any warning. But of course, without further ado, we'll bring in the men, the myths, the legends. It is us. We are the problem. It is us. Anthony, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm tired.
Yeah, that should be a given at our age.
Yeah. It's funny. I was like actually in my head, like, oh, maybe I'll be able to like get in a nap today as I'm running around doing things, and then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, never happens that way.
Yeah. But I'm excited to have you on. It's been like a month, maybe 2 months since you
No,
last.
I talked. I jumped in on one of the Thursday night shows recently, didn't I? Like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Yeah.
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 What is time? What is time?
I have no idea anymore.
Let's get the shameless plugs out the way, of course. We have nerdaffiliated.com, your one-stop shop for all things nerd affiliated. Find links to the latest episodes, find links to merch, links to photos, all that fun stuff over at nerdaffiliated.com. But of course, if you want to get in contact with us in real time, you have Instagram, Nerd Affiliated over there. You have Nerd Affiliated on Discord, on Reddit, on Facebook. So if you want us, you'll be able to find us. Probably the best way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess before we talk about Superman and DC, thoughts on the Spider-Man teaser trailer today. I hate to even call it that because it's not like it showed us anything from the movie, but they labeled it a teaser, so I'll call it a teaser. Any thoughts from that?
The suit looks good. It's nice to see him in an actual suit and not the green screen mocap suit that I'm used to seeing him in, because I think that's what he spent, if I'm not wrong, most, because he had the Iron Spider hybrid for the end of No Way Home. So it's nice to see him actually wearing a costume.
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That sounded like it is. No, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, and some, as you say, I see your post up there. The bigger spider's nice. the raised webbing. I think Sal or somebody asked in the chat. It's nice to see him incorporating elements from the other suits, because I think there was like a book or some sort of written blurb where it's like talks about his suit at the end of the movie, and it says he takes inspiration from, I don't remember what they call them, but the other Spider-Man. So yeah, cool to see.
Yeah, I could definitely see the nods on that one. But I mean, I didn't even consider that, the fact that this is the, one of the few times we see him in a full on suit, and maybe he'll be wearing it most of the movie, when they're not doing the CGI stunts and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he said someplace he was like, yeah, we're going back to real filmmaking. I don't remember. Wait, maybe real filmmaking isn't exactly right. I don't want people thinking he was attacking the way films are being made now. But he said like more practical shit was going to be done, filming on location and whatnot. So that's exciting to see.
Yeah, for sure. And the on location especially is as we continue this journey into the future, it's real things are becoming like the popular thing because there's less of it, and tangible things are becoming more popular, analog things. So like, even just now before we started the stream, I was looking again at printers to try to print photos, and it's like I got thousands and thousands of digital photos, but there's still something to having like the physical one in your hand. It's just a different experience. But when it comes to the movie specifically, one of the complaints I had about the last Ghostbuster movie, speaking of, shout out to Dave's Dimension in the house, one of my complaints was it was very blatantly obvious that they weren't in New York City when they were in the New York City outdoor areas. Those were all green screen. And I felt like it was so obvious it took away from the movie. So, yeah, I hope there was a lot of on set, on location type of stuff for this movie. But we'll see.
Yeah, I like going back to that, and going back real quick to the photo thing. If you like the idea of printing a photo, then you should do yourself a favor. Just one time only. Maybe you can actually, for Christmas, have the missus get you it as a Christmas gift if they do it. Do like a class where you go there with a roll of film that you've shot, and they take you through the process of developing it and maybe making a print or two the old-fashioned way. If you think you want to print stuff and you like having that physical thing, something that you've taken through the process of, composing it, dialing in the exposure, doing the film, and actually making a print, that'll make you be like, you're going to hate it. You're going to think, oh my God, this is freaking terrible. But you're also going to be like, wow, I really made that. So there's one for you. You should have that experience. I'm
going to ruin your day and tell you I don't want to do that.
Of course you don't. I saw the look on your face, and I kept talking anyway.
Well, I don't
no
remember.
Respect for where you come from.
I don't know if I told you this. I thought I said it before, but I mean, we've had so many conversations on the show and whatnot. I actually used to do that. I did my first year of community college. The first semester, I was a computer programming major, and I hated it, sucked at it. And a buddy of mine, Andrew, actually, who's been on the stream a couple times, he came into the cafeteria one time with like his portfolio, and I was like, oh, like, how are your classes? And he's like, oh, they're great. Like, I'm doing a life drawing class, I'm doing a photography class, and I just draw all day. And I was like, I think I'm gonna switch to that major. So for a semester, I was an art and advertising major, and took a photography class where I had to do that. I had to take a film camera. My dad had one that I used, and I had to go out, do my shots, and then go to the lab and develop all my own shots and all that stuff. So I've done the darkroom thing. I've done it all. And I feel like just with a printer, for me, it'll scratch the itch of like, I'm developing, but I don't want to go as far as like having to do the darkroom thing. Not again.
Gotcha. If you told me, I completely forgot that you did that. So whatever. So then you already had the experience.
Well, because there was a story of like, it's funny how like time goes on, you like kind of start to forget the details of things. But I thought somebody played a prank on me. I'm pretty sure that's the story. But if I'm lying, it's not on purpose. Where we were like, we all like pranked each other for something at one point, and a prank done to me was taking my film out of my camera. So I like did a whole day of shooting, went back to a dark room, put my hand in the camera, and there's no film in there.
Oof.
That was annoying.
That's a really shitty prank.
Yeah. But it was, I thought I was shooting black and white for that. I was like, oh, damn. But no, and then film nowadays is just it's getting so expensive that it's just like,
Yeah.
Taking away the fun of it. But I mean, don't get me wrong. My wife got me a Polaroid camera for birthday, maybe 1 year or Christmas. And I did have fun having to like know that I'm on a limited like shot list. Like I only got 20 chances or however many came in the bundle. I couldn't just like fire away. I had to like really like, all right, this is the shot I want. Really got to dial in the settings. I got to say that was kind of fun.
Yep. I enjoy it. That's why I like to try to bring one when we go to Comic-Con and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's also nice because if you guys haven't been paying attention, I got to touch the OCD. It's nice having the safety net of you're shooting or, whoever's shooting for us. And then I can just have my little Polaroid. And if I miss everything else, there's digital backups everywhere.
Yeah. And I think that's why I like the digital thing is because I can, if I do want to print it and in my own stupid way replicate a film, I can have the physical thing, but at least I know there's backup.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Like, even though, by the way, I swear, guys, we're going to get to a Superman talk at some point. But even though I started out with film, and again, like, as I said, I'm touched. It's called bracketing a shot. Being like, okay, well, I'm going to shoot it at this because that's what my light meter said. But maybe I want a little darker. Maybe I want a little lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's like 2, 3, 4 extra shots just to have a safety net that way. And then, I didn't shoot 35 millimeter for long. I went on to medium format. So that's only like, depending on the camera you're using, it's been a minute. I want to say maybe 12 shots was the most you would get. Mm-hmm. So if I did 1 shot and 2 safeties, 3 shots already down. So really I'm only getting a couple of setups per roll. But anyway, I love digital, but just for, if you didn't have the experience, I would have sent it to you. And then like other gifts I've sent you, it could have just been collecting dust forever, I'm sure.
Oh, no. I been around the block when it comes to film. And it's just cool to see that, again, all these old styles of things are getting popular again. But because they died off or were dying off, it's expensive to do now because not that many manufacturers make the stuff for it. Yeah,
no, that is sad. Like, actually, this will be my last thing on, I swear, going back to Fuji. Fuji made an instant film, and it was like just called Fujiroid. It was called Fujifilm, but everybody, in my class anyway, we all just referred to it as Fujiroid. Mm-hmm. The image you got on that, the colors were so good. Like, I still have books filled with Fujiroids that I had taken. It's a pack instant film, and you got 10 shots out of it. When Fuji decided to cut that, it was such a sad day. And I hadn't been shooting anything for a while, but I would still buy the film occasionally just to have and use. When they said they were going to end that, so now that, as you said, all this stuff is coming back, Fuji has it. I think they destroyed the machines because sure, why not? But I hope it gets back to the point. It'll be ridiculously overpriced, but I am hopeful that they'll say screw it and decide to make that pack instant film again, because that was a fun time.
Yeah.
And if they do that, then you're gonna have to, when we go to Comic-Con, I'm gonna have to borrow the flash I sent you so I can shoot on it indoors.
Yeah, legit.
So,
all right,
Superman?
so let's talk Superman. I think what we'll do is talk about the movie, and then maybe the last bit of it, we'll go back to the ranking I created and clean it up so it's a little more accurate to things, and or at least what we could agree on.
Okay.
And I'll correct one of the things where somebody was like, in the comments, they're like, "That's crazy. You have Blue Beetle in front of the Batman," and I was like, "No, that is crazy." Like I kind of rushed that list together. So
yeah.
Superman came out. What was your excitement going into it?
Going into it, I won't. So I'll preface this by saying I do think I have a bit of the superhero fatigue that's been going around because I wanted, like, I didn't have anything against the idea of it, really. Like, I understood why they're going to do a reboot and all that other stuff. So I really didn't go into it with any negativity, but I do think I went into it tired because I was like, oh, here we go again, and like hesitant also. I was hopeful that it would be a good movie. You know, I wasn't like super thrilled about it in general, just because I think I'm just tired with it. But you know, I was hopeful for a good movie, and it was a good movie. Like, I got what I hoped for. It worked out in that regard, in my sense. Like, Sal was really excited about this movie, so I can't really claim to be on his level. What was yours going into it?
Probably closer to you, I would say. I was definitely more hyped for the movie upon the first trailer dropping as many months ago as it was.
Right.
And as time went on, the excitement kind of like died down a bit. You know, a lot of people that we know went to go see the early screenings and the premieres and all that, and they all said it was good. So I was like, all right, you know, maybe there is something here. It was interesting to hear from everybody, because I asked everybody the same question. I was like, okay, better or worse than Brave New World and Thunderbolts? And universally, everybody was saying it was better than those two. So they got me a little bit more excited to see the movie. Again, not in a crazy way. But upon seeing it, I did enjoy it. I feel like you didn't agree with the Thunderbolts comment.
I didn't. I actually enjoyed Thunderbolts. I think that whole thing with them, the later reveal of the new Avengers, kind of screwed with them. But I would say between these two movies, I'd rank Thunderbolts a little higher than Superman.
Yeah.
Just because, again, I think Thunderbolts was actually a pretty damn good movie and different than what we've got from Marvel lately. Like, if anything, I'm going to get in so much trouble for making this comparison. Everybody says, but everybody wants to say, oh, it's like Winter Soldier.
Right.
In terms of just like, what's the words I'm looking for here? I won't say it's like Winter Soldier because it's not like a spy movie, but just like it, like Winter Soldier was like
tonally?
Different than the other. Thank you. Yes, tonally. Whereas Winter Soldier was something different and new. I feel like this was a little something different and new. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't just like the Avengers again. So that's why I think the Avengers thing, who knows? Maybe that was added later. I think calling the new Avengers was a mistake, but neither here nor there. But I like the tone of this of New Avengers more than I cared for the tone of Superman. And we can get into why, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to see Thunderbolts pretty soon.
It has to be on Disney soon.
No, not till the end of August. It said the earliest.
I mean, it's August now.
Yeah. I almost bought it. Yesterday to almost like prove the point about, you know, I'm fine with paying for movies at home versus going to the theater. But my cousin said he would help me get it, so I'm going to try to wait for that. But I do want to see it just cross off the list. That's unfortunately, going to your point about superhero fatigue, like seeing a lot of these movies now, it's more of just trying to cross things off the list. And you know, right now, Fantastic Four, that's where it stands for me. Like I know that some people have enjoyed it more than Superman. Wait, have you seen it? I don't remember.
I haven't, and I actually don't really think I'm gonna make, if I happen to have a day, but I honestly think I would probably go see the new Naked Gun movie before I see Fantastic.
Yeah,
so.
That's fair. It just strange times. Like, and then we'll get back to the movie specifically, but it's just interesting to think about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and like that period of time where we're like, give us more superhero movies, like give us more. And now we're like, stop, don't do anymore. It's just, but it's more of just they've ruined the tone, I guess, going back to that word. Like they've just ruined the tone of Because I don't have an issue with like,
Yeah.
stuff getting another Peacemaker. I don't have an issue with another season of Boys. So maybe it's just more of a Marvel DC movie stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I mean, I'm excited for Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And the Boys.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just fatigue because like the big corporations own everything and it's too cookie cutter. Like I had no idea, and I think you didn't either, where the Boys. Well, so I've never read the comics, so I really had no idea. But with Peacemaker, let's say I had no idea where they were going with that show.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they set the tone right away, to steal from Shorzy, Aaron, if you're listening. Haha. They set the tone with Peacemaker that it's going to be like extreme and a lot of action and in a way kind of real. Like they're not obviously the fact that they're fighting aliens in the show, but like, real violence, real ramifications, stuff like that. So they set the tone in that regard. Whereas with a lot of the Marvel and I guess some of the DC, they just like, it doesn't feel consequential.
Right. Right.
Like Spider-Man, to go back to Toby, every film, there were consequences for him going into the next one. Or obviously we don't know about 4, but there were consequences. Things happened. It didn't just reset back to being A-okay at the end of the movie. Kind of what happened with Superman.
Yeah.
To go back to this.
Yeah.
So
talk about some of your biggest issues with the movie.
So to restate, if I'm not nitpicking, I gave the movie a 3 out of 5, but nitpicking me 2.5 out of 5, just because, and I guess it's really all just that, like everything goes back and everything's mostly okay again after it. Like, to steal Sal's point, which is a really good point. Sorry, Sal. The character assassination of Jor-El. Like, this is the only one of the few iterations that I'm aware of where he's supposedly sent here to conquer and rebuild Krypton. Where the hell did that come from? Maybe in a later movie that gets retconned, or we find out the real payoff is that Henry Cavill, excuse me, I can't think of the actor's real name now. Who played Jor-El? That guy. Maybe Jor-El in this movie turns out to be Zod, and it was a fake or something. Bradley Cooper.
Oh, that's right. That was
like that. Yeah.
In my head. I was like, oh, I thought that was Bradley Cooper, but then I was like, oh, I don't think it is.
Yeah. So like something like that coming out the way it did come out to the world, even after he saves the world, they would have to, they did it better in the cartoon. Everybody's like suspicious of him now. Some people are like, no, but that's his father. Some people would be like, no, that's his father. That's not him. Look at what he's done. And I get that. But then you have other people, like after Darkseid brainwashed him, who are like, I don't know about this guy anymore. And, that leads to the formation of Cadmus in the cartoon and everything else. With this, no harm, no foul. He saved the day, and everybody's cool with him now. Like, when him and Guy Gardner were going to go at it, I was, like, excited. I was like, okay, let's, like, hash this out and see, the two of them. That would have made sense for the two of them to go at it in that moment versus the whole Batman versus Superman, where it didn't really make sense for them to go at it. And then it just seemed too, which again, there's a place for those sorts of movies. It seemed too orientated for a younger crowd. Like him saving the dog, cool. When he saves a squirrel too, it was like, all right, that's one too far. Like, you're just really trying to prove that all lives matter to him, which is great, but you're beating the point to death now, I thought. And then same thing, like when he's fighting that monster and the monster shoots the flame ball at him and it also affects the building behind him. There's no consequences. Everything's okay. He's singed. Nobody in the building even got so much as a cut, I think, from the glass. Or maybe they got a cut at most. It just seemed too simplistic. And then the biggest thing, when they evacuate Metropolis, everybody leaves and nobody gets hurt and nobody dies because it's okay. We evacuated Metropolis. We evacuated Manhattan Island and everybody just left and it was fine. You know what I mean? So in those regards, it was like the cartoon, but you're not making a cartoon movie. You're making a real world movie or a live action movie. So it just, I get it. It's cool for kids, but to me, that's what it is. That sets up this DC universe, or at least the Superman portion, as kind of geared towards kids for me. So, end of rant. Your turn.
By the way, shout out to Magic. Good to see you. And just Shane Matt. Good to see you. Yes, hopefully we'll be at Ghostbusters Day next year. So I was talking to my cousin about the movie earlier today, and he brought up the squirrel. And
Okay.
my cousin also did not like the movie. He's probably he probably would score it similar to yours, but he might be a little more harsh towards it. But he said with the squirrel thing, he actually enjoyed the squirrel saving moment because he thought Superman was annoying already. He was like, he's not only does he just get beat up and whine all the time, but he's just like trying to be good so much that the squirrel saving moment almost was perfectly on brand for the Superman they were creating in this movie, where he was like, it annoyed the shit out of me, and that's the right feeling I should have. Like he would do something stupid like that. So I was like, that's an interesting point. I feel like JB, I feel like I feel like the Snyderverse really kind of ruined what we expect at times because we want so many consequences for things. And don't get me wrong, I don't think any of us wanted this to necessarily be as dark as a BVS or anything. But I think that I don't find an issue with it going back to direction of let's make it more lighthearted. Like, yeah, everything is fine. Everything can be good. Like there is hope, because that's what Superman's supposed to be, like hope. Providing that there is a movie at some point, or there is an event at some point where things don't work out. And then it's like, oh, we have that contrast between the two. Like like everything can't be, it all can't be Guardians of the Galaxy. Like even this movie, I was watching this movie and I felt like I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like that's just James Gunn's brand at this point, is that style of movie. But I agree, there needs to be at some point some consequences, but I'm fine with that being in a different movie. Like I'm fine with us leaving this and Metropolis being under the assumption that everything's always going to be good because Superman's here. And that's even like what happens with the alien. Like there's a part where after Krypto gets kidnapped, dognapped or whatever, the alien's fighting the Justice Gang, and Lois is like, oh, you're not going to help them? He's like, oh no, they got it. Like it's fine. And that, to me, that was like, oh, like that's the world that we're building, that everything's fine. Like it's always fine. So I'm hoping that James Gunn did that on purpose, where it's like, yeah, maybe in another movie that is, maybe that is an issue where even Metropolis is like, oh, don't worry about it. Superman's going to take care of it. And then things go wrong. It's not fine. And then maybe we do get, like you said, the Cadmus type thing, where now we're working to find a way to stop him because we can't rely on him anymore. He's betrayed our trust. So again, that is me like really stretching to assume James Gunn is like kind of doing things like that on purpose. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But I just think it wasn't as kiddie as like even Blue Beetle was at times. Like I feel like it wasn't that bad, or Shang-Chi. So I think that's why I'm not as harsh on it. But I'm not like fully disagreeing with what you're saying. I don't want you to get that impression.
Okay. No, I get it. And like I don't necessarily, even though I enjoyed the Snyderverse films, like I understand they went a step too far. And I didn't need we saw people crushed in Dawn of Justice, and I don't need to see all that. It's just like I'm willing to suspend a lot of things when I watch movies like this. But again, I'm an adult. Adults are watching this. Just like I won't say them all again, but those things that I said, like I get it. Like I notice it. Like come on, just throw me some sort of a bone here where he's even all happy and whatnot after this. It's like you can't possibly tell me he saved everybody. You know, like he can be upset about it. He can be happy. You know, the thing with the lowest scene at the end, that's fine. But, you know, for all this stuff that just happened, even he's just like, yeah, okay, cool. And he walks off to do an interview, you know, like, well, supposedly an interview in air quotes. But we all know what he was doing.
Yeah. But you know, it is, like, even as you're saying that, and I'm mentally thinking about the cartoon, like, I feel like if we had a Batman project at this point that was darker and there were consequences, I think you wouldn't have as much of an issue because we would have that contrast. Because if you think back to the cartoons, Batman the animated series, there were consequences to a lot of things, and the villains were, you know, things didn't always work out for them, and that's why they even turned into villains.
Right.
Gotham City always being dark, like it's always nighttime there. Whereas Superman the animated series was just tonally a different show, but yet it was good at the same time. So I feel like maybe if you had a Batman where it's like, oh, I can see not just a contrast in like the tones of these shows, but even just the heroes, because there is a difference between how Superman operates and Batman operates, the worlds they live in. I'm wondering if you wouldn't have as much of an issue. Complete speculation. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it probably wouldn't. You're right, and like, you know, I'm probably sounding like I'm backpedaling. I'm okay with Superman being hopeful and optimistic,
Right.
and like I think he actually played a very good Superman. I just like stuff not in his control. The script, obviously. I just think like some of those elements, like he could have been like a hopeful Superman, like him basically doing what he did, like despite the message from Jor-El, still choosing to fight, and him going to get Crypto. Like that was a very Superman.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, yeah, that's totally a Superman. Like I enjoyed that moment, and it's
Yeah.
not just because, and especially not just because it's like, oh, it's my dog, but like, you know, for all the things he said, like he's alone, he's probably scared, all that other stuff. And that scene was actually that whole I don't even remember what they called it, but that whole thing in the pocket universe, that was a really cool scene, or stretches of scenes.
Yeah.
I did, well, I say that, but then I immediately think, although I do have to ask, and again, I'm not a physicist, but I have a feeling that Christopher Nolan, if he watched that when that scene happened, broke everything in his living room, because he uses his super breath to blow into a black hole,
Right,
and push them back
against it.
Yeah. So, you know, like JR saying, whoever just broke everything in his living room, Christopher Nolan is watching that and just smashing stuff, and his wife's like, what the fuck? And he's like, I did a whole movie. This doesn't work like that. Yeah. But, you know, in a British accent.
Shout out to JB, shout out to Patrick. Good to see you guys. JB did enjoy the campiness of things. I mean, I think the one thing that we do agree on here is whatever the Batman movie is, it cannot be like this. It has to be like, if he does a Batman movie and it's more a la Adam West than it is like a Michael Keaton, I would have a problem with that. No disrespect to Adam West, but
yeah,
we need that
difference.
Have a
problem with that.
Yeah,
but I still like. Here's the thing: like I'm saying all these critiques about the movie, I'm not calling for. I was about to say Zack Snyder. Why the hell can't James Gunn?
James Gunn.
Sorry, I did a run earlier today, guys, and even though it was pitiful, my brain is just like, yeah, I'm done for the day. I'm not calling for James Gunn's head. I think it was a good movie. I just have some critiques. I'm still interested in like the stuff he's done with Peacemaker and Creature Commandos. Thank you. I'm interested. I'm willing to give this universe a shot. I'm just saying, you know, some critiques.
Yeah.
I am still excited for this movie, and I still have trust in him, because I'm going to say I trust that he has enough common sense not to revert all the way back to that for Batman.
Right.
So, you know,
and he has said that Clayface is a horror. He's like, that is a horror movie type. So,
yeah, and that'll be cool too, because like we don't get stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What did you enjoy about the movie?
So I just spent the last 10 minutes bitching about it.
But the thing is, I don't even think that your complaints were like irrational. Like, so I don't even want to, I don't even consider that like the negatives that we had about the movie. I don't even think that they're like that bad. Like, I feel like those are just like literally critiquing the movie, you know?
Yeah.
It isn't like,
what did
like
I
you
like
said,
about
it's
it?
not like anything he did was egregious where we have to like call for his head.
Yeah. No. So like, I actually like the costume. I know it's getting, some
Right.
people love it, some people hate it. I like it more after I heard David Cornsweet's, the actor's take
Mhm.
on why the trunks are back. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He's trying to put people at ease. Like, oh, look at this big goof with his underwear on the outside of his clothes. Like, I liked that he had that take on it. It showed me that he had thought about the character and put some effort into it. So I enjoyed that. So I like the costume. I like the world, the sets, the design, the feel of the world that they made. I think he was a good Superman. I don't think he was trying to emulate like Christopher Reeves the way that Brandon Routh had to, because that was just supposed to be a sequel. I think his
Right.
Superman, you know, you can definitely, I mean, you can, if you want to, you can find similarities, but I do think he was his own Superman, which I enjoyed. And I liked his relationship with Lois. We didn't see
Yeah.
it so much, but like just seeing their interaction, I did really enjoy the interview scene.
Mhm.
And initially, I was just like, I was something else to complain about, but was like, well, what the hell? I was like, oh, he's too stupid to realize that I should probably not give myself all my interviews with Superman, stuff like that. Like that did bug me. But then I got like why he did it, because he wanted to control the narrative of what Superman was standing for and putting out. So I enjoyed that Lois was putting him on his heels, because I think I had said in the chat, I'm like, oh, what? He's never thought about this? And it's like, no, he's never thought about this once I thought about it more, because he's just been talking to himself the whole time. He's been in his own echo chamber. So now he got out of it with Lois, and he was just like, ah, shit. You know?
And also everything always works out. So why would he think that way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got the sense that whole thing with the president of that country was like the first big thing that he had to deal with. So like, excuse me, after I thought about it more, I got that sense. So I was like, okay, now this is all starting to make a little bit more sense. And that's like, unfortunately, leaps you have to take in movies like this sometimes, because it's not all spelt out for you, or if they
Right.
did spell it out on the screen, I missed it. But yeah, even the Fortress of Solitude, like going back to the Arctic, like I thought that was an original take. Like they did, yes, pull on some Richard Donner elements of the fortress with the crystals and whatnot, but like the robots were pretty cool, the Superman robots, and then I thought those guys had their own interesting moments. This was like a bloated movie if you're just looking at it, but again, because Gunn's good with ensemble casts, I do think he made it work for the most part. Possibly a hot take, I didn't need anybody else in the Daily Planet. Like that was a step too far. Like the whole stuff with Perry and them at the end of the movie on the T ship,
Mhm.
and that was, I don't know why they were there. They,
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are hopefully that's what I enjoyed about it. What about you?
I do want to point out Patrick is correct. We didn't get a suit up scene. We didn't get any kind of Superman suit up.
We didn't really get that in Man of Steel either. He just wears it.
Right. Sure.
Like, it doesn't make sense for him to have a suit up scene, because it's just, as David Carradine said in Kill Bill, those are just his clothes. It wouldn't be a big thing. Like a suit up scene is more for Batman, Iron Man, Batman, where their suits are actually are the whole deal. Like the suits are the only reason, like the Arkham Knight suit up scene. We should have a scene like that for Batman. Like,
You mean the one where the pod drops on the roof? That one?
Yeah, something like that. Or even in the cave, because again, I know it's a friggin' video game, but when the pod drops on the roof, I'm like, that's so subtle, dude. I'm going to fire a rocket and land it on a roof. And then what do? Does it fly away? If it flies away on its own, why did the Batwing have to drop it off?
Yeah.
So
was it Arkham where he's like on, like there's like a camera angle pointing down. He's on like a platform or something, and then things. Am I making that up?
I honestly I haven't played them in so long I couldn't tell you, but I just remember in Arkham Knight he gets a new suit from Lucius, I want to say, and in Arkham City he just gets a suit because he was kidnapped by Hugo Strange. Both of those suit up scenes were good, but I feel like they actually really went in deep on Arkham Knight, on all the tech, and like you see the bat flex, right? Am I making that? Oh, you're pulling it up. Perfect. So that's Arkham City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think what we are both thinking of was a trailer.
Really? It wasn't in the movie? Or the game?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, because the one I'm thinking
yeah,
of, like
yeah.
you just saw him. Oh, okay, there you go.
This is what I
Well,
was
that
thinking.
wasn't. That's the. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's not in the game?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't really game, so I may have only ever played a little bit at Josh's and then gave up.
It's one of the few games that I played all the way through. Like it's a very short list. Actually, I was playing this I think when I lived with Josh.
Wow, it came out that long ago.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're talking like Xbox 360.
Alrighty. Well, aren't we old?
Yeah. Oh, and then there's this one. Yeah, it was a cinematic.
Which one? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, where the mask pulls onto his face like that.
Yeah. Honestly, shout out to K-Walk, by the way. Honestly, I don't know which direction I want them to go with Batman suit. Like, if I want them to go the practical tech type of thing or the more animated series, it's just a shirt. Like it. I don't know which direction I would want them to go on this.
I mean,
because it would make
so
it would make no sense whatsoever for him to just not have some sort of body armor.
well, again, I'm willing to take the leap, like, and say, like, okay, the fabrics are just that good. Like, I'm willing to take that leap if you mention how like Wayne Enterprises is, on the cutting edge of blah 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 blah. I would honestly be okay, since you want to bring back the trunks and whatnot, and Batman's never had that in movies, or live action movies. Everybody go Google after the show. Search on YouTube Batman Dead End. You've seen that? It's a very old fan film. It's got to be from like the early 2000s. And the guy who did it, I'm probably going to butcher his last name, Sandy Colora. It's I'm sure it's not, but it's a wetsuit. It's a wetsuit. It's a cowl. And, they have different capes for different scenes. Like they do a pretty cool, like one where he jumps off of a building and lands and like the capes all spread out on the ground and he rises up and just like starts moving. They change it. They just change the lengths of the cape and who gives a shit? That. So if they make it look good, I'll buy a suit like this on the big screen. Why not?
Yeah.
And just give me the white eyes. I want the white eyes in live action. So, yeah, you've never seen this?
No, I have. I just forgot about it.
Okay.
It's one of the early days of YouTube.
Very early.
I was trying to think. My cousin mentioned. Sorry. One last complaint my cousin had was in the beginning of the movie when they put him on the chair to like get him the sun rays, the robots were able to hold him down while he was like struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, that made no sense. You tell me that they can hold him down, but yet can't fight off anybody else. And I was like, I'm able to overlook that.
Yeah, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying that he wasn't at full power, and I feel like James Gunn said someplace in an interview like he's not. This isn't like, I can just push the Earth out of the way of this asteroid Superman. He's not God level powers like he can, you know. So I was okay with that too. And also I was okay. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God, he's screaming because of the sun." He's being burned like an ant with a magnifying glass to heal quicker than he normally would have. So I was okay. So like the same thing, I was okay with that. You know what I was surprised they changed, and I was surprised so many people had an issue with? Him blinking when after the message, we all now we know that the person throws a can at his head after that message is revealed, and he blinks or he closes his eyes.
Yeah, he winces.
I was okay with that. Like I didn't
Yeah.
think he was wincing. I thought he was just like, probably in a moment about to go Homelander and be like, everything I've done for you guys, and you're not gonna let that. You're just gonna crucify me. Like I thought that was
Instantly.
I would have liked it. Yeah, I thought I would have liked it better if they kept that in. I had from the trailers a lot more interest in that Superman than him keeping his eyes open and just still walking. And I don't think he really showed a reaction to it. I can't remember.
No, I think he does like nudge a bit, but yeah, he didn't. It wasn't the same wince like the original commercial. All right, so the things I liked about the movie, actually, yes, I did love the fact that he was depowered. I was cool with that. I think back to, I said this at some point, and I'm sorry if I butcher it. Somewhere along the way, it was kind of said that Superman almost like struggles like on purpose to make people feel better. Like he's so strong that like when he's like getting blasted by like dark side waves, he's like, like he's not really hurt. He's just like playing along because he's that much of a god to everybody else. The dark side example is probably a bit extreme, but I was like, yeah, I've always kind of thought that. Like there's that meme cartoon of like the Justice League like holding hands to reach somebody who's like in a running river, and Superman's like in the middle, like holding Batman's hand and like Aquaman's hand or some shit. I don't know if you remember seeing that picture. It's like old school Super Friends type of thing.
Right.
So I was fine with him being depowered because I'm like, all right, I need to believe that he can get hurt, and I feel like so much that has happened over the years with Superman, he's become too OP, where it's like I never think something can happen to him, and that's why a lot of people don't like him because they're like, oh, he can never die. He's been resurrected. He's freaking Jesus. So I like the fact that he was depowered. One of the things I question, and I would need to watch it again to make sure, I don't think we got verification that his dad did say what his dad said, how they interpreted it.
I'm pretty sure Lex says many times that it's unaltered, but I'm pretty sure
and somebody else was like, the best people in the world figured out that it's not unaltered, but it doesn't mean that they also understand the language.
No, it doesn't. But I feel like the robots gave some sort of confirmation,
but
they
definitely
didn't contradict it.
Correct, but they didn't. The robots weren't put back together till the end of the movie. At that point, like I don't think they were even awake to see the message.
Were they? Yeah, the one.
Maybe
that one
4.
who has the scar at the end dies or goes offline.
Yeah.
Before anything.
So that was my thing.
Huh.
I was like, I don't know if technically Jor-El did say that. Like there could be misinterpretation. Because Superman repeats back what they say to him on the messages, like that's his calming thing. But does he fully understand Kryptonian enough? I don't know.
Well, I guess he was just relying. I thought he was just relying on the robots for that, but
true, yeah. I don't know.
So here's where I took a leap of faith. I would have hoped that after he's cleaning up the fortress, he had one of the robots. Like he was like, "Is this legit? Like what the hell?" So. I guess I gave him a pass on that one.
Yeah, I thoroughly loved Lex Luthor. I thought Nicholas did a great job, amazing job. And then Lois Lane, I thought she was kind of cosplaying as Margot Kidder.
Margot Kidder.
Yeah, I thought she was a great second version of that. Make sure I don't want to like Be so wrong about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I put 87 instead of 78. Yeah, Margot Kidder.
Hmm.
I thought she was very much on brand for that. I was all for it. I liked his parents. You know, like people have complained online, like James Gunn alluded to like people in the country are like dumb or something, and I was like, it's not even that. It's just like these, like think about parents, like parents in general, if they're not around technology all the time, tend to look dumb using technology. Like just that it is what it is. So I was like, these people in the middle of Kansas somewhere, like yeah, they're gonna be freaking awkward talking on the phone. Like they're not gonna have the best social skills. They don't see people all the time, talk to people all the time. So I actually I liked the parents, and I like the fact that Jonathan Kent wasn't dead. Like I'm down for the Spider-Man type thing where like for once we're gonna like flip the script a bit.
Yeah. No, I was okay with that too. I was happy that Jonathan didn't die. I think the only other, well, the cartoon, obviously, and then Lois and Clark in the 90s, we got that.
Right.
But I feel like they kill him off all the time in comics very quickly.
Yeah, he's Uncle Ben.
I would have liked, I mean, I didn't have a problem with how, I agree with what you were saying, so I didn't have a problem with them in that regard. I do wish they were just a little bit younger because I feel like now I feel like we're we're like on a clock. One of them is going to bite it in like the next movie, maybe not, because who the hell cares? But I wish they were younger just because they could use the same actors going forward. You know what I mean? I feel like in the movie, and I'm sorry to say, in real life, we're on a clock for these actors as Ma and Pa Kent. You know?
Yeah.
Just for the continuity's sake, I wouldn't mind them going younger. I think, what else was I gonna? I liked Crypto, by the way. Did you?
Yep.
I don't think he stole the movie by any means. I do think they overused him a little bit. Like when he attacks Lex, it's like, ooh, he totally killed Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He's used to hitting Superman and Supergirl. How did he not just like pink mist Lex Luthor? You know, he wearing his dog brain says, no, I should probably pull it way back here.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I enjoyed him as a character.
I'm gonna spoil something for you.
Okay.
Ma and Pa Kent weren't that old.
In the movie?
The dad was only 65 in real life, and the mom was only 69 in real life. They aged them up for the movie.
Oh wow! All right.
Okay. Well, the guy who plays Kent is the dude from I almost said John Wick.
Constantine. Yep.
Yeah.
That I recognize him in that. That would be cool if he. Well, no, I'm sorry, his character died. But if they actually ever do the sequel, which supposedly they're doing, if he has like a cameo as a ghost or whatever,
as an angel, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I wonder if they'd get. Speaking of Constantine for a minute, do you think they'd get Shia LaBeouf back as an angel?
Nah. I don't think they have to. I mean, it'd be cool. Like I'd be fine with it, but I just don't think they have to.
Oh, they definitely don't have to. I just same thing like with this guy for a little nod or a cameo. That's all.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about that scene the other day. How's that? Such a good movie. It's just such a good movie.
Yeah,
I think to date, that's the only watch party we ever did. Was that movie?
May have been before my time. I don't remember doing that one.
Well, you weren't on. I for the channel. I mean.
Oh, we the channel. I got you. Sorry.
Yeah. It was like one of the anniversaries.
What do you feel about James Gunn saying the next movie with Superman isn't a Superman sequel, but just something where Superman's in a lot? I'm paraphrasing heavily. Are you happy with that? Do you want like give me Superman 2 or like
we don't need to depower him. Like that does not need to be a thing.
Right.
Even though that's Superman 3, but I don't need that in my superhero stuff anymore.
Well, that was Superman 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. So I don't want that.
The Nuclear Man.
4 is Nuclear Man. 3 is with
Richard Pryor.
Yes.
No, that's 4. Quest for Peace.
Nope, that's 3.
That's 4. No, you're right. Yeah, 3 is that one, and 4 is Quest for Peace. Sorry.
So yeah, no depowering. Don't need that.
Mhm.
If it was a TV show where it's like the Tales of Metropolis, and you're following other people and Superman casually jumps in and out, I'd be cool with that. Yeah, the Zod thing, like I don't think I need that in a part 2 either. I would love to build up to a Zod for once versus just throw him in and then he's gone. I did like the Justice Gang in it, so I guess if he wanted to do something with them, but I don't think they have enough strength to be a singular movie. So I don't. It has to be him. If he wants to take a break with Superman movies, that's fine too. Speaking of, I did not like the cameo of Supergirl. I thought it was kind of dumb. Interested in her movie, and I like the fact that, again, we didn't get backstory to a lot of stuff, but I felt like her on screen, that whole sequence was just like vocal. What do you call it when they just describe things out loud for no reason to explain?
Exposition?
Yes, it was exposition for no reason. Like,
yeah, where
there's
Superman talks to the robot after?
There's your cousin. Oh, yeah. She's drunk because she goes to red sun planets. Like, I was like, all right. I get it.
So would you have liked that scene better if they just didn't, if like the robot and him were just like looking at her and shaking their heads without the exposition?
Honestly, I feel like the best way to introduce her would have been she comes back and saves the day because she came back for her dog and she was like, what the hell are you doing to my dog? And then helps him get out of something. That would have been
interesting.
But then people would have been like, woman has to save the man. Anger.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool.
That would have. If she just came in at the end and helped out, like something.
Maybe even if she helped out by mistake, like the ship lands on something, and she was drunk driving it. I don't know.
I feel like they definitely did that in Guardians of the Galaxy. They did in the second one. Doesn't Rocket crush the Kurt Russell manifestation of ego?
I've blacked that movie out of my head.
Maybe. Anyway, point. I think he did it before, so I would. I'm glad that didn't happen. I wouldn't have minded her coming in. Minded, great English. I wouldn't have cared if she came in to lend a hand.
Yeah.
Or even, I know you don't like exposition. Even if the two of them were talking at the end, and we see Crypto actually could have done subtle things like Crypto's like totally obedient to her and just like gets over on Superman because he's a softie. If they had a conversation talking about the message or something, even though I like her saying like that doesn't make sense or something, like maybe Zod uses Bradley Cooper's image or something like that, or just talking about it in general. I'm not too thrilled with what we saw either. I'm okay with they do that in her movie, just because like, okay, give us something different, and then you can explain why she's like that in her movie. Well, she has PTSD. She knows her planet died. She experienced her planet. She actually mourns for everybody she lost, stuff like that. It makes sense for her to go to a red planet so she can get fucked up. I would do the same. But yeah, the scene we got didn't do it for me.
It's funny, Dave said she could have interpreted the message. I was even thinking what would have been an awesome cliffhanger type of thing, even though it kind of goes against what I was saying before. But like, let's say in the whole movie, there was no visual to the message. It was only like audio. He's just had the audio this whole time because it was corrupted. And then when they fix it, now we have image. And that's like his first time seeing his parents, is like finding out that he was there to kill everybody. So it's like kind of this contrast of like, I finally can put a face to the voice, but also now they're not who I thought they were, and then she comes at the end of the movie to get the dog. And then he's like, oh, by the way, we ended up getting the message fixed. Like, check out, I can see my parents now. And she looks and she's like, oh, that's not your dad.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, is that Zod? You know, like
Hmm. That would have been a good one too. Yeah, I feel like having her in the movie at all, now that I think about it a little bit more, again, like if the minute she comes in, I'm not letting her stumble out. I'll be like, what the hell is this message all about? You
yeah,
know, that was a little bit, again, like it just goes back, like he doesn't care about it. Like a message like that, I kind of got to wonder, like, what the hell is she here to do? You know?
yeah. I think that was just James Gunn being like, hey, for all the partners in the audience that don't follow what's going on, just so you know, the girl from Game of Thrones is going to be in a Superman movie. Reminder.
Is that where
Like,
she's from?
yeah.
Okay.
Um, like just one of those like message. Like I think that was the only point of her being there. But I mean overall, like I said, I enjoyed it, man. I understand all the reasons why not to, or not.
Mhm.
Sorry, I understand the issues that you have with it, even though I know you still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Like,
going to be as
again,
low
that's
as
just
Flash to you.
no. Well, I mean, Flash, Batman, and Robin. There's a couple of things vying for the final spot, but yeah, Flash just we don't have to. I don't want to go into Flash again. I wanted to love Flash. I didn't. The fact that you do love Flash, I don't know if I've seen you. Have I seen you in person since the Flash? Yeah, I have. Ghostbusters Day at a minimum. But was your wedding after the Flash?
Of course.
The fact that I haven't slapped you for loving the Flash, probably more to the fact that you can kick my ass than forgetting.
But I haven't even rewatched it to know if it still holds weight.
Well,
I might try to.
And actually, well, sorry. Here's the funny thing: if it's on TV, I give that one a pass in terms of just being like, okay, I can have this on as background noise because of Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And I just say, oh, whatever. But yeah, no, that movie sucked, dude.
I don't know. I think the microwaving the baby just set the tone for me, where I was just like, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting here. Like I know what this is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew it was too. It's just that I thought it was complete and utter dog shit. You seem to, Mister. I love the Flash.
Yeah, I liked it.
Mm.
So looking at our lists, we don't have to do the whole thing, but I figured maybe we can at least nail down the top 10, even if we don't agree in the order. Maybe we can get close. Obviously, the one that's missing that I think you and the boys would want is Man of Steel.
Yes.
Is top 5 right now completely out of whack to you?
Let's see. We have Batman Returns, Superman 78, Dark Knight, and the new Superman. All right, I'm just gonna look at your top 5. I'm not gonna give an argument for Man of Steel and any of that. So, if those are the only 5 I can pick for the top 5, I would say Dark Knight needs to be number 1, followed by Superman, and then Batman 89, Returns, and then the latest Superman. If I'm not just pulling things out of other spots on the list, because we can be here all day for that. Based on your top 5, that's my top 5.
Sorry, you said Dark Knight, Superman, and then Batman 89?
And then the order you have it in now.
So you'd have Superman that high up, 2025?
I'm just going on, you have it that high, and this is my ranking of those movies. I wouldn't have... If I'm doing the list, this Superman can be in the top 10, but then, I mean, for me, Man of Steel has to be in the top 5, but I'm not gonna.
What boots Superman, or does it boot one of these?
Well, again, I'm not trying to. I don't want to make us do another 20 minutes. So I'm just trying to stick with what you have. If I'm only adding Man of Steel to the list, then I would actually probably get in trouble for this. I would leave the new Superman and ditch Batman Returns.
Wow.
I know I don't hate Batman Returns. That was the first Batman movie I saw in theaters. I saw it many, many times in theaters. I like Batman Returns. I just think the original Batman 89 is better than that. And again, I'm not trying to rework the entire top 5. If I was doing my own list, it would look completely different than what we have here. But just for my sake, put Man of Steel at number 4. Come on. Sheesh.
One thing that I routinely forget to add on here.
Oh, you have Mask of well, Mask of the Phantasm. I didn't realize that. This list is too hard because you have everything. And I know that's the purpose of a list, folks. I'm just saying.
Yeah. There's strong points to some of the other movies on there that would, like I've rewatched the Ben Affleck warehouse scene like too many times.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not enough where I can say it has to be up higher on the list. Dark Knight Rises, for example, like the Batman Bane fight, I thought was so good. Like I would love that to be higher on the list, but the whole movie's not that great. The one where he
final
loses.
Fight?
No.
Okay, yes, that one is great. The one where he wins is ridiculous.
Yeah, no. So there's highlights in a couple of the movies where it's just like, I want it to be higher. Not any of these. But,
yeah.
It's funny. I feel like similar to the Marvel list that we've done, I feel like the bottom, like 2/3 are just bad. And the top, the top third is like where the debate happens. Like if I go over, just quickly over, let's see, lists, MCU, like 1 through 15 is where most of us tend to lie. One of the things missing here obviously is the first Avenger, because you guys really do like that movie. But
yeah,
I feel like everything else is just like interchangeable. Like it doesn't matter. Like the list is like irrelevant.
Yeah, kind of.
Is there anything here that you would, obviously Daredevil's not on here because they don't have it listed, but.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, there's a strong argument for Daredevil to be up there, but which Daredevil? Netflix only, or are we?
Oh, I'm talking
when
about
you say
Netflix.
The Netflix. Oh, okay, yeah, the Netflix one should definitely be in the top 15.
Yeah.
I would actually say.
I mean, I'd have Daredevil top 10.
Well, you said the top 15 is where we're not arguing here, so somewhere in the top 15.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying where.
Yeah.
Of what's there, I would put Daredevil in and probably take out Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm not saying that Daredevil goes in slot 14. I'm just saying for
Correct.
the sake
of
keeping that first 15.
Yeah.
And actually, is No Way Home in there? I thought No Way Home was pretty damn good. Not just
15.
for the cameos. Is it? Oh, I thought that was sorry, I thought that was Spider-Verse for some reason.
Oh, no. Because this is I just have this as MCU.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right,
Yeah.
good. So, yeah,
but everything else is just
like a race for the bottom.
Yeah. So I feel like with the DC ones, it's very similar to that, where it's just, you have a strong, top 15, and then after that, maybe not even 15, maybe just a strong like 10, and then everything else are just like
fighting for the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So
I gotta rewatch Wonder Woman again to see if it holds up, and I gotta rewatch the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad is James Gunn's.
Mm-hmm.
I see that on TV all the time. It still holds up, even though it's the TV edit. But
yeah,
that holds up. Wonder Woman holds up, in my opinion. What else was on here that I've seen the Batman a bunch of times Only on HBO. I don't think you can watch that on regular TV because they would have to edit. Without editing, it would be like 4 hours, and they're not doing that unless you're Lord of the Rings on TBS. But I think the Batman was pretty good too. I think that holds up on rewatches where it could be nitpicked. I'm willing to watch the Superman again, by the way. It didn't blow me away like Man of Steel did, to where Man of Steel I think I saw 2 or 3 times in theaters. This Superman, I enjoyed it, but I'm good waiting to watch it on home video. That phrase doesn't even count anymore. No such thing. I'm willing to watch it on home digital.
Yeah.
And then like have another conversation about it. So, and that's where I'm at on that. But yeah, I didn't realize for your DC movies, I think Mask of the Phantasm would actually probably be number 1 for me. I didn't realize that was on the list because it does say live action. And
oh, you're right. I did write live action.
You did. But if Mask of the Phantasm is in the conversation, put that at number 1. Did you see that in theater? Oh no, you probably didn't. Your mom wouldn't let you. But did you see that in theaters?
No, I wish I did.
I did. I can't remember it, but I just remember seeing it in theaters.
It's one of the first times I ever had a movie spoiled for me that I can remember.
Really?
I couldn't tell you like the day or time, but I vividly remember my babysitter. I was best friends with her grandson. So, you know, obviously after school, go over there to her house while my parents were working. And her daughter, my best friend's mom, was hanging out with us or like picking him up or something. And Batman was on TV. And, you know, like many of us that consume this content, like we watched every episode. Like there was no, like I was setting alarm clocks on Saturday at the age of like 7 to make sure I was up in time to watch everything. So I knew all the episodes, and we're there watching Batman, and she literally just comes out and goes, "Oh, is this the one where like his girlfriend ends up being the bad guy?" And I was like, that episode doesn't exist. Oh shit, are you talking about the movie? My brain pieced it together. And of course, when I finally did watch the movie on home video, I was like, I knew it was her this whole time because his mom said something. So yeah, that's my first memory ever of somebody spoiling a movie for me.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Real quick before we wrap up, can you see Twitch comments?
Yeah.
Okay, my buddy. I just want to say hi to my buddy who's over on Twitch, apparently watching us. Sorry, dude, I don't have the Twitch up.
Oh,
so
you
I
can't see the
comments.
Twitch comments.
Yeah, I was looking for it on. He sent me a picture, and I was just like, I don't see you in the chat because I've been trying to look at the chat occasionally.
Oh no,
ignoring you, buddy.
I put him on the screen at one point. I think I had put this comment on screen.
I missed that. Sorry, dude. Thank you for being here.
So I do want to apologize to everybody. I haven't been as active reading comments because I was kind of aiming this episode to be more of a podcast than like full on interaction. So that's why I haven't been reading every comment like I usually do. I probably should have said that at the top. But since we're wrapping the episode, might as well go back to the comments, see what I missed. I've seen the Batman twice, and that shall be it until I pass. You need to see it again.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, I did try to rewatch the second time, and I was just like, eh. So maybe something's wrong with me. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed the Batman on first viewing. But again, I think this all goes back to something we talked about in the beginning about the superhero fatigue. Like there are movies that in theater, I left the theater being like, wow, I really enjoyed that, and have not been able to rewatch it. The Batman's one, Doctor Strange 2 is another one where I really enjoyed it when I saw it in theaters, and then I cannot rewatch that movie. I've tried. I put it on, I turn it off. So that does happen from time to time, but The Batman, I do really need to give that another like solid sit down, get through it. To Johnny Doan's comment, yes, there are a lot more animated movies. The list was, to Anthony's point, just live action. And then I forgot about that and then was like, wait, why isn't Mask of the Phantasm on here? Of which case Anthony was like, oh, it's supposed to be just live action. So I'm going to be modifying the list to include the animated stuff as well, because the animated DC movies are great for the most part.
And that just made this list 20 times more complicated.
Yeah, for sure.
Can we say the animated Bruce Timm and Paul Dini universe? Because I'm not...
There's only two.
I'm not...
Or three.
Huh? Yeah, well, that's true, too. They did make a whole ton of others. Sorry, I was hoping... Yeah, fuck. I forgot about that. My bad. All right, never mind. Can't do that.
My favorite ones are Mask of the Phantasm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Suicide Squad was great. I don't know why they just didn't copy that. I said it. I don't even know if we had a podcast at that point when Suicide Squad came out, but I told everybody, I was like, man, they should just copy the animated movie to make a live action, especially when they announced that Joker was in it. I was like, oh, and then then a trailer dropped and Batman was on top of the car, and I was like, just copy the movie. Did you see that movie? Do you remember? Escape from
The
Arkham?
animated one? I did. Yeah. Where, yes. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Once.
Like Batman could be in that easy because he's just a background character. So I was like, just make that movie. But they didn't. So I think that one's great. Mask of the Phantasm's great. I thought when they rebooted the universe animated wise, things were going pretty good. Like the universe where Superman and Wonder Woman were together.
Yeah.
I know Aaron loves Under the Red Hood. I do not like that movie.
You can count me in on that one. I love that movie.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't bother you that you already knew who it was?
I mean, I read the comics, so I knew who it
Same.
was, but I thought that movie was a pretty solid. I just thought it was solid. I thought it was good. Like, if you didn't know who it was, like, I thought they kept it, like, when he finally, in the movie where he cleans up the audio and he hears Red Hood say Bruce, like, I thought that was, like, people would have been like, oh, shit, what's going on here? And then when he starts piecing it together, I thought it was a really good movie. Yeah. I wish they had done more in that, with those. I love, I can't think of his name, the actor who did Batman in that one, because I think that was one of the first times they didn't use Kevin Conroy. Yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean Kevin Conroy?
Isn't that the dude from Supernatural?
No, he was Red Hood. The guy who did Batman, the guy who did Batman in that movie, he's the one who played Pike in the new Star Trek movies. Well, old now, but
yeah,
I can't. Is his name also Bruce, actually?
It is.
Yeah, there you go. So, and I'm pretty sure he was Batman in Young Justice.
Don't get me started on that.
Well, the first 2 seasons are all there should ever be.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Ugh. God. Crazy list of actors in this movie, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, too. Jeez. Wow, Jason Isaacs. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Neil Patrick Harris as Nightwing. I heard him talk, and I just saw Neil Patrick Harris.
I just hate the fact that they nerfed him in that movie. He broke his leg or something? He broke his arm?
They did something with his leg. I forget how it happens. Maybe he gets hurt in an explosion or something. But yeah, that was...
Red Hood knows, like, because he knows the moves. He countered Robin and broke it with like a nightstick or something.
Did he? I forgot that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was I didn't like it, but when did that come out? 2010 it says. I feel like they were kind of doing that to Nightwing in the comics all the time, so unfortunately I was used to it.
Yeah.
Like, what was that guy's name? The head of DC. He friggin' hated Nightwing. He did so much terrible shit to Nightwing in the early 2000s. Ugh.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that.
The one that also disappointed me was my very first movie premiere Justice League Doom, where it was doing the Tower of Babel story, and I got to see Kevin Conroy in person. My first time ever seeing him. Let me pull that one. Justice League Doom. Here we go. Yeah, so I got to go to the quote unquote red carpet for that, and I was like, this movie's okay. It was just like my experience was enhanced by just being there in person.
Of course.
But you know what it was too? Like at that point in time, you're essentially getting Justice League like ripoffs, because we had Justice League and Justice League Unlimited at that point, and it was over. So now everything else coming out after that, you're judging it based on Justice League. So when I saw this movie, I was like, not as good as the OG, but they did bring back, because you had Tim Daly and you had Kevin Conroy, Carl Lumbly. So you had all the people from the OG shows, but it just didn't hit for me.
I mean, I thought it was a decent entry. I don't like how they they stole it because it was Vandal Savage. I think it was in the comics, wasn't it? Ra's al Ghul who did that. I think so. I didn't care for that change, but I think it was still a pretty solid movie. And going back to a comment I made before, I love how Batman at the end gives Superman shit for the idea of pushing the Earth out of the way of an asteroid or whatever. Yeah, because it was. That was where it kind of fell apart for me. If I'm remembering right, I think Vandal Savage was trying to bring down another asteroid onto the Earth. I think
it's been a long time since
it was something. It was something where Superman wanted to push the Earth out of the way, and Batman just like I think the line is, "If I had a week, I couldn't explain how stupid an idea that is." So, but yeah. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, maybe I'll rewatch that one. Of all the ones to rewatch, it might be that one. Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar's in everything, man. He's a goat too. Personally,
put him in everything.
Yeah. Johnny said, I personally really didn't like Man of Steel, but I respect your opinion. At least somebody else agrees with me on that one. I rewatched Man of Steel a couple different times. I really try.
Yeah. Can't. Listen, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. It's just it hit for me, so I guess that's a hill I'm going to be dying on.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you wanted to cover before we wrap this episode?
No, I think that's it. On other topics, I have to really get to work on the cosplay for Comic-Con. Not really the cosplay, but some tech for the cosplay. So I have to get working on my voice modulator thing. And then after that, it'll be full on with that Ghostbuster gear I got from Wes. I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to. I have to sit down and actually order the parts. I think I'm going to try to fight the urge to order everything at once. I'm just going to pick like the goggles. I think I decided to do first because doesn't need anything, just some screws and glue. So I'm just going to order stuff for that and then move on and order stuff for the next set. I'm going to try to not order everything all at once. This way I have to space it out.
$1 million question. Are you going to repaint any of it?
I don't know. I honestly haven't looked at everything close enough. Like there's some like stray hairs kind of the filament that I got to clean up. Maybe I would get a light sandpaper and just sand those off if I had to, but I think I don't know. Like I think I said in the video I might repaint it, but then looking at it a little bit more during the video, I was like, it does look pretty good. It's got the shine to it, like I may do what I said in the video, which is I have some metallic blue paint left over from when Victoria did the rifle, and I might try to like where the trap holster, take out the cartridge and just spray paint that and see how it looks after the fact, like a light sand and a quick spray. just to see. But if it doesn't keep that shine to it, then I'm just going to say screw it and leave it alone.
And the other question I had was, did you figure out the motherboard situation?
So I talked to Wes, and he said what he did was on one of the ones on his first custom one was he basically just traced it out on a thin piece of plywood and used a jigsaw, the tool I'm looking for, like used a small powered handsaw and basically traced around it that way. I have to look again because the creator, Ghostbusters Gear, he does have a file. It's not to print. I think it just is instructions on how he did it, and I don't think he said he used wood. I only glanced at it, so I'd have to triple check.
I'm wondering if he did the plexiglass thing, because some people have done that.
I don't know if it's plexiglass. It's something, I feel like he said it was some sort of light foam maybe, but I could be misremembering. So right now as it stands, maybe like 1/4-inch plywood is what I'm thinking, or I don't know. I mean, the thing is, this thing is probably not coming out for conventions since it is all 3D printed. I don't know if I would want to do that. Maybe something small, like a small, definitely not New York Comic Con. If I went to a smaller convention, so I'm not too worried about the motherboard right now, but I have looked into different options, and those are on the very surface level searches I've done, those are what the options I have so far.
Actually, I'm going to look up real quick. I don't remember what Ghostbusters News did.
Yeah, that's true. He did do something. And if I'm not mistaken, rather, did he mount his to an Alice frame also? Or did he just have regular straps?
Oh, good question.
That could be the other thing, too. Like, if, I'm looking at it right now. I do have my HasLab here. If I pop the motherboard off, which is my most favorite thing in the world to do, if it fits the assembled final version of the pack, there is a Redman Studios, I think, is the name of the company. They do sell motherboards. So I've been thinking about upgrading this motherboard. I could always just do that and then take this one and use it on the real Ghostbuster pack. I would definitely have to sand it and paint it at that point, but
I was watching the Northern California Ghostbusters, and they've been doing some Redman mods lately. One of them was a motherboard.
Okay.
I realized I'm not sharing screen, so I should probably change that.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see.
The Ecto goggles. Let me also just say, in that next video, I'm going to have a real Ghostbusters ghost trap, of course, to attach. Given that I've 3D printed a proton pack, a neutrino one, a ghost trap, a PKE meter, Ecto goggles, and now these glasses, the proton pack, it is attached to a custom cut MDF motherboard with an Alice frame also attached, so we kind of went film style with this one. And looking at the motherboard, I kind of gave it a distressed look, which was accidental. Initially,
it's I feel like it's like compressed wood.
Okay.
It's exactly what my motherboards are based or made from. Like my Frank and Geek boards, they're all MDF. And I think you can trace it, or if that's one of the files that he has, and then you take it to a shop that can laser cut it.
Interesting. I'm pulling up because I want to see if I'm right or wrong. I'm pulling up his Ghostbuster Gears' instructions. Since we're talking about this, I'm not gonna obviously show the instructions when I do the video, since that's he created that for Patreon and whatnot. What about including like a parts list? Because that's not. I wouldn't think that's like out of line for me to talk about. Like say, put an Amazon link or whatever.
I would say that if I was trying to be completely nice to the guy and honoring the system, I would only put a parts list of things you're doing in addition to what he has listed out. So
I don't think he has anything listed. So that's the thing. Like anything I say, and again, I haven't completely searched everything, but all his instructions are in a PDF on the file that you can download with the STLs. So let's see. trying to talk and skim at the same time, which does not work for me. I'm going to go quiet for a second while I skim. Sorry.
But one of the things that I do battle, like if I have this, is do I try to sand everything down to do filler primer and prime it again and sand it down, and like do I go the whole 9 with it? But it will just take forever. It's just so many things. But I am happy that you have this. Just need the flight suit.
Maybe.
Somebody needs to make a cheap version of the flight suit. They're just too expensive. I think it's Magnolia Studios.
How much are they?
That does it?
Yeah, Magnolia does do. They have very expensive stuff.
Mm-hmm. I was making sure he didn't have a link. Let's see.
All right, my reading skills are failing me. I don't know what the hell this guy used to make his motherboard.
$350.
But
The queue is 5 months.
holy shit. Sorry, I just looked up and saw it on the screen. Yeah, no, I'm not paying $350 for that.
Yeah.
You have to
$30
be able to buy a crazy colored flight suit someplace else.
I tried. I bought one on Amazon, and the sizing was so off. It was crazy.
Too small?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was like 3 sizes too small. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yikes. I mean, and again, I'm sure that's an amazing suit. I'm not paying $350 for something I'm wearing.
No.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that sentence because I bought a Batman costume.
Different, though. Different.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
A little bit. You got anything coming up?
Yeah, so
You do.
next weekend is Boston Comic-Con. So we're going to that. I still don't know the days I'm going because I feel like events outside of that keep changing as far as times and all that stuff. So prior obligations. So I'm not sure on the dates that I'm going to that, but I do have the option to go all 3 days, which is fun. Don't think I'm going to cosplay for it. If I do, I'll just wear a Ghostbuster flight suit. I think it's just going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Right now for New York Comic Con though, like the wife and I are trying to do a couple's cosplay, so I may not do Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So
Are you going to try to do something? Do you have a universe in mind? Marvel, DC, any of that?
still not sure, because here's the thing. She wants to do like a Disney couple's cosplay. And
Okay.
like, I was like, we don't like watch Disney. Like I mean, I know it and I've watched the movies, but that's not a thing that we like watch together.
Technically, since Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars, you do. So you can go the really creepy route and be Luke and Leia. But yeah, that would be hard.
You know what it is? Like, she's had a couple good ideas that I'm just like, I don't feel like people are going to be like, oh, that's great. You know, like in the reaction that we like to get wearing cosplay. Like a fun one was we started watching, even though we didn't finish it. You know What We Do in the Shadows?
I know of it, yeah.
So Taika Waititi, he did that was like his like jump off movie, vampire comedy. Great movie, great series. There are cops that are in the movie, and they end up getting their own spin-off show where they're dealing with paranormal stuff. It's also pretty funny. And she wanted us to dress up as two of the cops from that, but I was like, nobody would know what that is. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for dressing up as something that's, you know, only some people would get. I'm all for that. But I feel like this is even so far niche that like people wouldn't, I don't think anybody would even know. But they're just like, oh, you're just dressed up as like two cops from like London, and we'd have to be like, no, we're from New Zealand. You know, like it wouldn't do anything. So trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure that out.
I got you.
I really, dude, I really, really, really want to do a Star Trek cosplay. And because that's one of the things that we love to watch. but I cannot find a way, and I've not found cosplays for Star Trek that this is gonna sound effed up, that look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if you want to look good in a Star Trek cosplay, you have to have like the most expensive stuff, like the most fitted, well done material type of thing. Like everything else on Amazon, if you wear a Star Trek uniform and it's baggy, it just doesn't look good. That's not the look, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
The exception to that is the if you do Enterprise, the
Scott
Captain
Bakula
Archer
one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would figure she would be in like the official Star Trek suit, and she's going to throw you in like the T'Pol or 7 of 9 1E.
We could.
She's a bigger Star Trek fan, right?
She is, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So she should be Kirk, and you should be,
Yeah.
crew member number 5.
Well, she said she could be Kirk and I could be Uhura.
That works. That does work.
I feel like I'd be
And sorry to cut you off, I know a guy who can probably 3D print you up the Uhura earpiece.
Yeah. I just don't want to wear a dress all day.
Listen, I get it, but who knows? Maybe you'll like it. You might be the most comfortable you've ever been if you have a skirt on because of airflow.
Airflow when I go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm already planning to dehydrate myself because I'm going to need help in the suit, but I am not going to have you guys have to strip me down like we did for Steve so he can go pee. So I'm probably going to just have to dehydrate. And then that one beer at the end of the day, I'll be like, I'm Batman all over the ferry. And Louis is going to have to be like, sit down and shut up, you drunk fuck.
Yeah. If you want to remember, please apply by June 6th. Oh, that passed. Oh.
What are you reading?
Content creation closes September 25th. I'm going to submit an application for press passes to New York Comic Con. We'll see what happens. Because then I'm thinking if there's a press pass and there's some sort of section we can go to, then you'd be able to go to that section and then be able to disrobe to be able to use the bathroom. That's literally the only reason I want to get it now. It's just so like you have access to the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm not even worried about, like I am worried about it, but it's just like, watching Steve, I'm like, and I'm going to have gloves on. It's going to be a lot. So it's like, if I was really, I don't want to have to put this hack of a cosplay. I should just like, get a nurse to hook me up and have something running down the suit. But that's a step too far. Yeah, basically. I'm not going to do that. That seems like I'm going to be uncomfortable that day, those days. That seems like I would just be really uncomfortable.
I think
and knowing my luck, it'd pop out and I would just be pissing the suit.
Yeah. Oh man, what was that? This guy Brendan Schaub, who he used to do MMA. He still does MMA podcasts. Long story. Anyway, he did one of those like rally type races, like you just go like distance in like a desert, and he didn't know that that's what they wear for those because they're such a long race, and his popped out. And he didn't realize it and peed himself in the car.
Wow. So. That sucks. I didn't know that either. That makes sense, though.
But knowing him, it could be a completely fabricated story at the same time. So he has been known to lie. So in my headcanon, I'm going to say that is a thing.
All right. The other thing is I could have just gone for one of the porno spoof versions of the suit. They didn't seem to have any trouble getting stuff out.
That is accurate. That is accurate.
I know we have to wrap up. I'll shut up after this. When I was in the Army, everybody knew I was a huge nerd. And somebody goes, "Oh, I have a movie you're going to want to watch." Cool. And I got it. And I'm like, "Why the hell are you giving me porn?" They're like, "I know. But just look at it." And the suits were pretty damn good.
You remember what franchise was it?
It was one of the Batman. Batman was in it. I think it was like a Batman themed one. It wasn't Superman or Suicide Squad or anybody else in it.
There was that
Batman.
period. There was that period of time where they were like really priding themselves in production, like when you got the Pirates movies.
Yep, I was about to say.
Yeah, they were all like, "Oh yeah, we're getting like the best costumes, the best all that stuff." So I totally believe that.
Yeah. So
What a time to be alive.
Create all of history, and we have internet porn and iPhones and cosplay being mainstream.
But
We would have been so ridiculed in the 80s.
Going full circle though, as far as like, not just technology, but like things reverting back. Like even when it comes to like those types of movies, like high production stuff is not even what's cool now. Everybody's all about like, I'm just making stuff on my phone. Like it's not about who has the best whatever.
Yeah, which is crazy because I was always obsessed. I mean, that's just me, but yeah, I needed when digital became a thing, I was like, what's got the most megapixels?
Yeah.
Full frame sensor, this way I can get the most great detail, blah, blah, blah.
Nowadays, it doesn't matter.
Now, probably if I was to shoot film, like on a regular, I won't say shitty, but on just like a regular camera, point and shoot, doesn't have any controls, people would probably love it. And I would, just because I'm technical, would be like, but it's blown out and this and that. That it is crazy how that's the standard now.
It's like, even with YouTube, like all the camera people I'm watching on YouTube, like the camera technology has gotten so good that the only interesting stuff now is like, oh, did somebody find a new vintage camera to take a photo on? Like that now is what's interesting because everybody has the best thing. It doesn't matter what brand you have. If you bought a camera in the last 10 years, even if you miss focus, the pixels and stuff are so good and the editing software is so good, it like doesn't even matter. So nowadays it's like, oh wow, you have a cool retro Canon, what was it, Canon C1 or something? I don't know what I was watching today, but it was like a film camera. And I was like, oh, all right. I was like, yeah, the photo looks great. You put it next to a digital photo, it looks terrible. But that's what makes it good.
Mm-hmm.
So
crazy world.
it is. This was fun. Random live stream / podcast.
Yeah. Glad we did this.
Yeah.
And I don't think you said, and I'm sorry, what was your rating out of 5 for
4.
Superman? 4 out of 5? Okay.
Yeah. But it's an interesting one because every reason you said you didn't like the movie, I don't disagree with those reasons. So my enjoyment of the movie, this is going to be sacrilegious. My enjoyment of the movie is similar to The Flash, where at a certain point, I was watching it for what it is and not. I told my friend Chris, because my friend Chris, who hates every movie, I've said that before, I was like, you actually might like this movie because I think this movie doesn't take itself seriously. And I think that's what made me like the movie more. It wasn't like a Dark Knight where it's trying to be serious. And to Chris's point, he hates those movies because he's like, how the F am I supposed to take you seriously when you literally are walking up to me dressed up like a bat? He's like, I'm not scared, I'm laughing.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So you know what? I'll try to keep that mindset when I will eventually see this again, not in theaters, but I'll try to keep that mindset when I watch it. I can't apply that to The Flash. Don't say it. Don't say it. I'll get in my car, come up there, and assault you. Don't say it. Mm-hmm.
Well, here's one thing. I'm just gonna one last thing. It's not about The Flash.
Okay.
If we get a Batman project, and I keep saying project because who knows what it is. If we get a Batman project and it tonally is not opposite of this movie, I might have more issue with this movie. Because I'm hoping that the movie was done this way on purpose. I'm hoping that this movie is kind of campy. Everything's going to be all right on purpose to convey like a longer story. But if Batman comes out and Batman's also like kind of like wacky, whatever, then I'm going to be like, now we're just making everything in a way, James Gunn.
Yeah.
We're going to get a one shot with punk rock music and the camera spinning around the whole fight. Like we're going to get all the same James Gunn beats, I need the Batman, whatever the Batman movie is, to be different.
Yeah, no, and I think I really do. I still have. This hasn't shaken my faith in him. I think we
Right.
will get something different. I don't think he would do that. We need like they can do what the Batman did and take like maybe not a pop punk rock song, but like take a song like they did with the Nirvana song for the Batman, and like using that beat in different ways, like and have that be for the fight scenes and stuff like that. But I don't think we would have like an actual. I trust him enough. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. I don't think we would get what you just described. Hopefully, I'm not wrong.
Yeah. It needs to be violent. Like it needs to be like
Yes.
breaking limbs and stuff.
Yeah, and again, I don't need him to kill. I understand why that happened in the other series. I wasn't a fan of it then either, but I understand it. But yeah, this one he should be very violent. Peacemaker was pretty violent. Am I remembering that wrong?
It was. No, it was. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had a random thought and like started laughing to myself.
Anything you can share with the class?
Yes. I have a vision in my head of he's gonna make Batman serious, but he still wants there to be campiness to it. So he makes Robin super campy. So in my head, Batman is fighting a bunch of villains and like breaking bones, and then you hear Robin just like talking shit out loud, like "Holy wrist break, Batman!" Like as like Batman's being like serious and like really giving it to people, and
Yeah.
you just hear these random sound bites of like old school Adam West Robin being like "Holy whatever, Batman!" Like I was just like, that would infuriate me and be awesome at the same time.
See, you're saying that would be hilarious. I hope now that there's a special. I was about to say on the DVD. I hope now there's a commentary track that you can listen to it where it is like Batman, the camp version, and that's what you get. From,
Oh, that'd be so
like you
good.
said, from Robin.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Like that, like you said, yeah.
The
know.
Robin voiceover
Holy shattered
edition.
collarbone Batman. Yeah. They did that recently in a Nightwing comic that I read where he said something like that out loud, and I was like, or no, I think he said it in a thought bubble, and I was just like, that's funny. And then I was, but like,
Yeah.
the comic itself was being serious, and then in his head he says something out of left field like that, and you're like, what? But it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, diss track. Would that be a diss track or whatever? Where
It could be.
where you have Robin.
It could be if he's making fun of people.
That'd be one thing too. The kid who did the kid from he's probably a man now. What was that Netflix show with Elliot Page?
Oh,
The Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, he'd be a
That
great
kid.
Dick Grayson.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
I was thinking of him as Damien.
Damien. Yeah.
Yeah. 11 or 4.
Yeah,
Not
but now
11,
he's too
probably
old.
not 11. Yeah, now he's too old. I actually saw somebody fan cast the kid, again, he's a man now, who was Billy Batson in the Shazam films as Nightwing. And I was like, okay, I can buy that actually. The art that they drew on him seemed to work. So.
Fucking Shazam. I forgot about that movie.
They hold up. They're good for what they are.
Both of them?
I like the second one. It's plausible how they isolated the city from the rest of the universe, so that explains why you don't have any cameos really. They make fun of I like how they made fun of the headless Superman with a head swapped Wonder Woman. Again, like you see him doing all this crazy shit, like trying to all these stupid rules that he's enacted, but then when they reveal the reason for the rules because he doesn't want the family to break up, you're like, oh wow, this actually had some heart to it. Like it can't be heart, but it's heart. And I think the first one was pretty good too. Like I can't remember any gripes I had about this. I've seen the second one more recently, so yeah, I'll stand by those movies.
I fell asleep for the second one, so I couldn't do it.
You pulled the Josh.
I was like, I fell asleep, and I was like, but I feel like I've seen this movie, and it's just because I edited your review of it back in the day. There's a couple of movies where that's happened, where I'm like, I feel like I've seen this. And Avatar is one of them. The second Avatar movie, I was like, I could skip so many parts of this movie because I know the movie because I edited your review.
And Ghostbusters Afterlife.
And Afterlife, yep.
You did do a proper watch of that, though.
I mean, eventually, yeah. I've seen it like 10 times now.
All right. Okay, good. Just making sure.
No, Amanda
Just
likes that
checking.
movie. Oh.
Good.
And it's weird how many people don't like that movie. I'm surprised to know that after the fact.
I wasn't aware that movie had any dislike.
It is it's a scenario where Afterlife is seemed to be liked by the hardcores, not casual Ghostbuster fans.
Interesting.
I've heard more people say they like Frozen Empire more than Afterlife, as far as casual viewers go. Not people who would buy a HasLab.
I got you. Yeah, well, yeah, that makes sense because the firehouse is in it, and they're in New York, and
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like, oh, it's the one
Interesting.
with all the people in it. That's usually
Yeah.
the comment.
Mm.
I mean, they're wrong. But I'm glad I didn't go to premiere. I wouldn't have been able to fake that one. Like, this shit sucks.
Fair enough.
All right. Definitely for the last time, any last things you wanted to say?
I'm good. Thank you for doing this with me. Thanks everybody who's listening and watching. And Batman cosplay stuff coming out next from me. And we gotta get you and Amanda something figured out for Comic-Con because it's closer than we think.
Facts. Facts. Let us know in the comments, actually, everybody, if you made it this far, what is a good couples cosplay just in general? Like she also was thinking about doing like Little Mermaid, but she wants to be Ariel. I mean, she wants to be Ursula, and I'm like, but you don't have an Ariel. Even if I'm like the crab,
Throw
that
you
doesn't
in a
make
red
sense.
wig.
True. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. I'm really going to try to get some Daily Planet in next week. I'm sorry, I've been slacking. But I've been sleeping in. I've been trying to like rest and relaxation. All that fun stuff. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to promote other than Anthony's videos coming out. Make sure you go back and watch his unboxing video that dropped yesterday. So, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to all you nerds either at Comic-Con or in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.